Hello. Hi, everybody. There's a lot of people here tonight, and I can understand why. So we've got Bruna here from Begali Keys. I don't think she really needs any more introduction because there's so many people here. I think they're all here for one reason and one reason only. So I think I will hand over to you, Bruna.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I'm so sorry for my language. Of course, this is not my native one, so I would maybe speak better into Italian, but I hope you'll be able to understand my poor one. So, what can I say? I work for the Begali Keys company, my father's company, for about 20 years. I'm the worker very close to my father, so I have been learning from him a lot of things since I was child, of course. And I love this world because it's a very various one, and I love treating with all the people who I get in touch with. So what can I say? I could explain that our company born about 27 years ago, just for the keys, because my father has been working for this company for about 64 years right now. And we start producing Begali Keys after our main job, who was for the knitting machine, was completely stole, if you can say, by Chinese market. So my father, since he is a ham radio operator since a lot of time, he decided to produce a few keys for himself and for his friends. Then he started maybe producing few more, and some of his friends just told him, why you don't produce for work? Just you can just think about a new job for not closing the factory. And so my father started about 27 years ago, just producing the few keys we produce again nowadays, which is, of course, the simplex model, camelback, and spark. So these three models are the real first key produced here in our company. Then, of course, the business was not so easy at the beginning because no one knew us, and being able to advertise our company was not so easy as it is today. Today we have the social, we have Facebook, Instagram, and internet, of course, because 27 years ago, internet was just for few people. So we were just getting some phone call, some letters, and some fax. So the first orders just came in that way. So then after internet start being a little bit more easier for everyone, everything was, how can I say, more comfortable for us, for the customer, of course, because there were a way to communicate with less time. Because, of course, when you send a letter, you have to wait that the letter come here, if it can, because never say never what postal service could create some trouble, some lost. So you can imagine the beginning was not so easy. Then we start making the first advertising on QST magazine and CQ. And the first advertising, of course, didn't produce any order. So for us, it was a little bit frustrating because we didn't know exactly what to do. It was the only way for advertising keys, and as I said before, There were not Instagram, Facebook, Zoom, or other way to connect, to be connected with people. So we had just to wait. And we wait for the first order, who came from United States, exactly from Pennsylvania, where a person just ordered the first, and we start getting in touch with this customer that nowadays is a very good friend. He came here in Italy too to visit us, and we usually go there to visit him on the club. And the same happened with all the customer, because of course we are not Amazon, eBay, we are not a very big company. So every customer for us is a person, has a name, has a life, has a work, and of course for us is not a number. Every customer has a story. So I try to remember all of you. Maybe nowadays I'm getting older, so maybe I don't have enough concentration, enough memory as I had a few times ago. But I try to remember every of you, and remember every type of problem did you have, every special request you had, especially as Art before said me, after 15 years, he start again with CW, and of course, playing 9 musical instrument, it would be very easy for him just start again, because you're here, of course, learn and listen music every day. So you are advanced than people who maybe are not a player with the instrument. So what can I say more? Please just try to ask me something, because I could speak for 2 days, and maybe
that's fine. You can talk to for 2 days if you wanted to. One of the things that I would just like to point out is I've bought a couple of keys now from yourselves, and I have to congratulate you on your customer service. It is fantastic. The level of customer service that you provide from point of purchase until it's actually delivered and in my hands has been unrivaled. There's no customer service like it, because it actually made me feel like my purchase was very important to the Begali family, and that my satisfaction was what you wanted. And I think that speaks volumes in today's day and age. Anybody can go to Amazon or any third-party retailer, but to actually have that level of customer service, I think that you're second to none at the moment on that. It's been absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much.
Thank you, you too, for your comment, of course. And I appreciate people can recognize this to me, because I take care of each of you exactly as I would love to be treated when I am customer. But this doesn't happen, so.
Well, I've been on the receiving end, and it's very good. It's very good.
Thank you so much. I try to do my best, of course, because you are spending your money, and it's not a toy. It's a toy, okay, but not a real toy. So I know you are spending your money, and usually I try to be in you when you ask me for the first time your question, your doubts, your needed, because I put myself, put me in your situation, and I try to be as much helpful and much friendly, because of course we are in this world at the same level, so we have to speak as we were friends from a life. And this make me very satisfied, because you can be sure that you are not buying, how can I say, air. You are not buying something that is cloudy or something invisible.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Because of course then there is a face, my face and my father's face, and this is not replaceable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, you've got a very good reputation, which you've clearly built over the years. So thank you very much. I've only got one other question before I pass it over to anyone else with their questions, and that is, I've was lucky enough. Let me just adjust my camera. I was lucky enough to be. There was only 5 of these made with the palladium arm, and I got number 2. So my question is this: what makes you have a limited run of 5 of these particular keys, and are there any more coming in the future? Are you going to have any more? I know that when I've looked on the website, I've seen that you have limited edition keys, but there's a lot of them that are sold out. Are you going to be doing any more keys under a limited edition run?
we should produce one more during the next year, I hope, because of course designing a new one after having 34 models is not so easy. It's not so easy. Also because of course a key is a key, so you cannot modify too much around. But we are making a special one that a customer friend request us to produce, and this is a special one that was designed from a Russian hem.
Yeah. Okay.
And for sure it would be so easy to be used, because it's a very special and strange key.
Right.
But anyway, we are producing this. Of course, we won't produce many, 100, but I think 50 will be enough.
Okay, perfect. I'll keep an eye out for that then. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Anyone else got any questions? Jonathan, I know that you had some questions for Bruna.
I certainly did. So this might sound a little random, but have Begali keys ever been used in space?
Really, I don't know.
Okay.
Because of course you will know when something strange like this could happen. Of course we sell the key maybe to the person, but the person doesn't say this to us, maybe because it's a secret, or maybe because they want to keep not their secret, but for everything for their personal purpose. So we don't know. Sure. We don't know.
Okay. So can I ask another one?
Sure.
What percentage of the keys that you sell are now paddles compared to straight keys?
It's a good question. Okay. I could say that the main customer age start from about 50 years old. So I suppose that the straight key have been already sold to them in the past. So I think more or less 70% of people are buying the dual or single lever than straight key, because of course they well know the code.
Sure.
And
so I was going to say, but orders that you receive now, are they mostly
Yeah, dual. Yeah, paddle.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
course, I can say that maybe we have 15-20% of keys of the straight keys sold nowadays, about 70% of dual, and the other are between the mono and the semi-automatic.
Okay. Thank you. I've got some more, but I'll let someone else have a go.
Can I ask a question about design? Bruna, it's
Sure.
Michael, G0PAT here.
Hi.
Begali have a wonderful selection of keys with quite a range of designs. How do you go about choosing and refining those designs? Is that something your father does, or do you have a team of people that work and make suggestions?
Okay, first of all, I could say that in our company, we are in, let me count, me, my father, an employee we have for about 30 years right now, and a girl that work part-time, and my mother and my sister that comes here sometime when maybe some strange work needs to be done, or we have to drive some material around. So we don't have a lot of people who are working here. So the main job is made by my father, just drafting, just drawing on the draft. And he passed the design, the draw to the employee, who transport everything into the laptop, into the software for being worked on CNC machine. And me and the employee then decide if the design of the key is a good one, if has a good rapport, and of course my father has the final decision. But we work, me, my father, and this employee, for calculating and seeing that everything is perfect with the shape, with the design, with the lines. So we don't have a real team, just 3 people.
And does it take up from coming up with a new design to having a finished piece that you're happy to sell? Does it take a few iterations, or are you very good at getting it pretty much right the first time?
It depends which type of material are you working, because some material, of course, it's easier to be machined with some special tools, and once we bring out from the machine, of course, you don't need to how can I say, to clean it, or we don't polish the keys, but more or less make them perfect. But maybe some brass who are very delicate material need some more steps after being break from the machine. It was this one, the question?
Yeah, that's just intrigued to see your process. I think you've got a room full of people who'll be happy to road test any of your keys here, but let me pass it on to someone else.
May I tell a quick Begali story?
Quick Begali story?
Yes. I was intrigued by the Leonessa. The idea of being able to have one instrument that could convert between single lever and double lever. So I wrote an email to your father, and I asked if they could make one that is portable. And fairly soon he gave me a response, and he said, no, it's too difficult to make it really small and to have it go back and forth. So instead, what he did was he produced 2 different models, the Adventure Mono and the Adventure Dual. I have the Adventure Dual on my desk right now, and my Adventure Mono is in my backpack. And so that's ready to go on the next mountain I climb. They're both wonderful keys. I had a little problem with the mono version for a while, and then I sat down and I did some more tweaking, adjusting, and it's now it's not quite as good as the Sculpture Mono. I don't think you're going to produce a better key than the Sculpture Mono, but both of those are excellent keys for backpacking and soda summits and stuff.
Thank you so much, Bruce. And I can confirm you exactly what you said, because sometimes I reply your emails, and when I get yours, usually I print them for my father. And I will remember when you asked for having the small keys made. And of course, I can confirm you it was very difficult to produce and to design, first of all, the first adventure. More or less, they took about 6 or 7 years for being produced, because it was very difficult to create something precise with precision and quality into a very small piece of mechanic. Of course, bigger is easier, because once you have more or less understood the rapport, the mechanic job between the arm, the ratio, and other mechanical part, it's easier. But in the small one, it's like painting or producing something small, and you can do it, but you need more and more precision.
Bruna,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bruce.
I have a question for
I've
you.
got a-
I've had several keys, and I currently have the Simplex Basic and the Simplex Mono, but I'm considering the HST and the Sculpture Mono. Can you give pros and cons of either one, which, anything about either one that makes it better or worse than the other one? And another question is, are you guys going to be at Dayton next year?
For sure. We will be also in Orlando next February.
Where?
Orlando,
Oh,
in Florida.
Orlando. Okay.
Yeah.
I can drive to Dayton. Orlando's a little far.
And Friedrichshafen?
Not in Germany, because it's a little bit difficult being there, because it's a long story.
I've got a question from or a member has a question. Chris, Golf 5 Victor Zulu would like to ask you a question. Go ahead,
Okay.
Chris.
Then can I reply you to your question? Don't worry, don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
I was just unmuting myself. Hello, Bruna. Thank you. I first met you in Dayton in 2008, so it's a few years ago now, and I think I've probably bought a key practically every year since then. My most recent one was the black sculpture.
Okay.
But the question I wanted to ask is, what proportion of keys are engraved with a call sign? I've never had any of mine engraved with my call sign, but I just wonder how many of your customers have their call sign engraved.
Maybe 20 to 30%. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe a few. During the year, I got so many questions and so many requests. Someone, of course, prefer the call sign is visible when they use the key, and someone maybe prefer having engraved on the bottom of the key, just for maintaining a history when he will be passed away. And so nowadays it's very strange, because some people ask me about this, and I would love to say them. You could have engraved for keeping the key history for the next generation,
Yeah.
or maybe not having it engraved because, of course, you could sell, or something that stay here in the future could sell it. But what we can say, because we don't know what happened in the future, so.
No, not at all. I can't imagine ever selling one of my Begali keys. I can sure. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I reply to Ken, please?
Yes.
Okay, about the HST and sculpture mono. Okay, what can I say about them? The HST is a very rock key. You can slap it without being worried about breaking it or damaging, because it is very solid. And it doesn't move around, has almost of the Begali keys, because we try to produce them very heavy. And with the HST, of course, you can have the possibility not to use only the single lever mode, but to use also the Curie keys, so side sweeper. And in this way, you could just try to use the keys, the key with the dual version of it. So you could use, of course, the HST as you use the sculpture mono. Of course, the sculpture mono is more precise than HST, but not for this. The HST is a bad key. The sculpture mono, of course, is made by stainless steel with solid gold contact, so is a prestigious key with more quality function. And I can say this, but I suppose people who use it, both sculpture mono and HST, could speak better than me, because I could sell you all the keys I want, not because I want all the keys I could, but it wouldn't be good for me saying you to spend more money buying this, because maybe it's not your key. Maybe you could be more comfortable using the HST than the sculpture mono. So the best reply and the best explanation I can say is speaking with a person who is using the HST and maybe the sculpture mono, so they can just give you some comparison, and I'm sure they were able to explain you exactly the feeling, the comfort, and all the other quality and function, of course. Then I could explain you everything that the other person maybe could, but I suppose having a customer or friend point of view is better than a seller point of view.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
and I'm so sorry if I didn't reply you to your question, but I prefer not sell exactly what I want. You have to buy what you need.
Bruna, do you hear
I
me?
feel.
Okay, I have a question about what's the main difference between the blade, which I have, it's a really great straight key, and the spark, because the blade is so great. I'm very beginners, but now I cannot use any other straight key. But what about the spark?
Okay, the spark is the most sold one. And of course then a blade too, also because it's cheaper than the blade. I can say you the blade is very smooth than the spark, and you already know because you are using it. And the spark anyway is a good key, and looking at the price, of course, I suppose is a good key for being used for a long time, for a lot of time, but is a little bit more strict than the blade. The blade is very soft, very smooth, very comfortable. You can spend all the day standing by the blade, and your hand, your twist, yeah, won't be very fatigued. So you can stand up for a lot of time. Maybe with the Spark or with the Camelback. I think the Camelback is anyway the key can be used for less time possible, because for me it's very hard to be used for a long time. The Spark anyway has good highness from the desk, more or less as the blade, and your twist and your hand, your arm won't have a lot of fatigue during the time.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Bruna, I have a question. I'll bring her in so that she can actually ask you the question herself. So I've got Elizabeth, KJ7MEB, who's new to CW, and she wants to purchase a paddle. But they're for two different reasons. She just wanted a bit of a discussion about what might suit her for at home and on the summit. So I'll bring in Elizabeth, and she can ask the question. Elizabeth, would you like to unmute yourself and ask the question?
Sure, and I hope there's enough newbies here that this is worthy of the time, but I like to activate summits and parks on the air. And so I have a need for a very small paddle, and I like to be very portable. I like to, everything's in my backpack. I have a 3 amp hour battery, for example. I don't carry 12, I don't carry, and it lasts 2 days with an Elecraft. So specifically for my Elecraft, but not specific for answering the question, is it unreasonable to expect that I can buy a single high quality paddle? Because I've heard a lot about your company. I've heard a lot about your customer service, your quality, but I don't want to have 16 paddles on the desk. I know a lot of people do. I'm just not that person. I don't even want 6 radios on my desk. So is it possible to buy something portable, and then you have a base that makes it heavy enough and comfortable enough to use at your desk or your shack?
Sure.
This is Bruce N7RR. I'd be happy to answer that. You need one of the adventure paddles. And with your Elecraft, I assume it's either a KX2 or a KX3. You can Begali sells a special
Bracket?
What do you bracket? And the bracket actually pushes the paddle up. And what's interesting about that is that you can then put your radio on a very undulating surface, and you'll still have the freedom to do the paddle. Now, whether you go with the Adventure Dual or Adventure Mono is completely up to you. But I think if I were advising a person, I would suggest an Adventure Mono. It looks very much like the Dual because it has 2 different handles on it, but the Mono is actually just a single lever. So you won't go wrong with either one of those paddles. And you can also use it in other ways. You can mount it in other ways, but with your Elecraft radio, get that bracket, and you'll do just fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Anyone else got a question?
Hello, Bruna. How are you doing? Hi,
I'm sorry.
it's Nick G0HFL.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. My absolute pleasure to see you this evening, Bruna. And as I say, we are friends on Facebook. I'm sure you have many friends. But I've got a complaint actually. Your keys are just so addictive. They are just so. I don't own as many Begali keys as a lot of people do. I only have 3. I've got the Spark, I've got the Pearl, And my most favourite and most frustrating key is the Intrepid. I just never tire of using these keys and never tire of looking at them on the desk. I'm an engineer, and I'm a retired engineer, and I just marvel at the beauty of them, the functionality and the beauty. And I just thank you and your father for producing these keys. They're absolutely fantastic. I never tire of looking at them, and they are a joy to use, and they are beauty to behold. So thank you, and I wish you every success in the future of your company.
Thank you very much. We try to do our best, and of course we try to do what we are able to do. Of course, my father has a lot of experience. I'm trying to learn day by day from him for being able to go on in the future, I hope. And since I love mechanic and I love, of course, art, because I study art during my young age, and I would love to go on producing not the best, because I cannot say this. So
they are the best.
A good product with a lot of good functionality, and of course a beauty shape, a beauty design, because when you have something that you need to use in front of you, you have to love it too by your eyes and not only by the real function. So we try to put everything together.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I've got my friend and your friend Pete Sobey to blame for this as well. So, yeah. and many congratulations on your recent wedding as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I have a question for you, Bruna.
Yep.
The coating or the plating on the keys, is that all electroplating, or is some of them just a painted surface on some of the black professional bases, or and is that done in house, or do you get that outsourced, the coatings and plating on the main bodies and that sort of thing?
Okay, I can say you the shiny finish are electroplated, so they are galvanized, like silver plated, they are gold and palladium plated. And these are the shiny and bright finish. The professional finish, in the past we used to have the titanium nitride coating, but nowadays we discovered that there is a new modern conception, a new modern coating, which is Cerakote, and of course it is made in USA. And for being able to apply this special ceramic finish, you have to be certified. And in Italy, we have only 2 people who are certified for applying this type of finish. This type of finish, which is the Cerakote, so is the black professional, and so black matte, gold matte finish. Bob from California, WO6W. Just to show you the Intrepid with the Cerakote matte finish. Is a very hard one, so is the hardest finish available around the world nowadays. And we are very lucky because we live very close to Beretta company, the guns and shotguns company.
Yeah.
And our supplier of this finish, of this coating, is the same of the Beretta one. So they are treating the guns and shotguns and our keys too. So
yeah, very good.
We can be sure that they are doing a good job. And then, of course, we have another type of finish, which is made on aluminum, which is oxidating process. and also on the Spark, Blade, let me think, Camelback, and the Intrepid bases, we have them the phosphatization, which is a process made in a high temperature with a chemical parts. So is a phosphatization process. So these are the main finish and coating we have available nowadays.
Yeah. And you do the electroplating at your factory, do you?
Usually we don't do anything here inside. We bring things and part from the supplier, and they just do this type of work. Electroplating company is doing just electroplating company because they need to be specialized in that finish, and the other two. So they are 4 different companies, and we have them around here, not more than 30 kilometers from us.
Yeah. What about the adjustment screws? Do you make the adjustment screws there, or are they made outsourced as well?
No, we do the same, but of course there are some different process, because sometimes they use a sort of tank for the small part, and they put everything inside, and they have electroplating in this way. But we prefer they bring I show you a pen, but they bring one screw, they put some wire, some copper wire, and they put the screw in this way, 1 per 1, so we can be sure the treatment is made perfectly.
Yeah, very good.
Of course, it costs more than putting them all together into a big tank, but we can be sure that all of each screw or each part is made with good quality and with the same thickness of material, the same thickness of material, and also without getting damage. Because of course into the big tank they could damage one with the other.
Yeah, very good.
I have a question, if I may, Bruna. I'm the proud owner of this beautiful I think it's called Traveller Light.
Yep.
And it's a lovely key for travel. If I want to use it on the desk, it moves around a lot.
Okay.
Now I wonder if maybe you folks could make a base that this kind of sits in that would stop it moving.
Okay, I just was looking during these days about this, because few people ask me about this, and usually what can I say, the Traveller name is Traveller Light because it's light.
Of course.
No. No, I'm joking. I'm not just offending, absolutely.
I know.
But of course, since it has a wonderful design, I love this key too, and I suggest to use some special rubber. I just send. Let me try to send you a message here in the chat. For example, I found this type of rubber that can be used for fixing the key on the table, on the desk. And you can use slapping it without taking care about of having it jump from the desk or just following it during your use. So I saw also many people on HST championship around the European championship, that also if a key is very heavy, they use this type of rubber on the desk. They put the key on this, the rubber stay attached to the desk and the key stay attached to the rubber, so no move. Of course, your desk could start moving, but not your key.
Okay, grazie mille.
You're welcome. And take a look at the link I just sent in the chat because you can use it. Or if you find you can find maybe something different, but very useful in this way.
Sugru, yes, I know this stuff. Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you.
A pleasure.
If I may, I'd like to make a comment. This is Emmett, K5EFJ. A couple of months ago, I decided to get a Begali key. I'm new to CW, and you recommended the signature for me. And I just got to tell you, I love the key. It's a far better key than I deserve. Trust me.
Wow.
But
thank you so much.
Well, I really appreciate the customer service. It's just outstanding and really refreshing in this day to find it. So thank you.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to serve you, of course, and I'm very happy to have suggested the right key for you. Also because you as someone before was asking for, you can buy 7 or 10 keys, but maybe you use only 2 or 3 because you feel more comfortable with them. And just for your passion, you have many others. But usually when a customer asks me, it's bad for me calling you customer. When a friend asks me some suggestion or some information, I try not to suggest to buy the most expensive key, but I prefer you buy maybe a medium range of price. Because of course, if you bought a simplex basic within 2 or 3 years, you maybe will buy another type of key, maybe the classic and maybe again more. But if you buy at the beginning something that is already magnetic or anyway, something a little bit more modern and more precise, you can stay with this key for all life. Maybe in the future, you'll decide to go and buy a sculpture or a magnum because your eyes want to have something more. But of course, when you buy something that is in the middle range, you can be sure that is a key for a life. Also for the simplex, because not because the simplex is cheap, it doesn't worth. And people start with the simplex and go on for all life with the simplex. But it's a personal opinion, it's a personal feeling. What can I say? No more. So I'm very happy you got exactly the key you like.
Yeah, I really do. And you said you're going to be in Orlando. Is that this coming February or the next February?
February.
Okay.
It should be at the beginning at 12.
Okay. Maybe I can save up and get another one then. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope to meet you there, to meet you in person.
If I can jump in and comment. First of all, I have to thank you very much for the first class tour that you gave Jennifer, my wife Jennifer, and myself when we were in Italy this past July. Taking the tour and watching how a Begali key is manufactured was just an eye opener. But the big problem was coming to decide which key to choose. And Pietro puts out he had about 12 different keys on that big desk in the back room. Yeah. And now I have to look at this. Oh my gosh, what am I going to choose? And then I ended up choosing the sculpture, dual paddle sculpture, and watching you engrave my call sign VE7 BFM. The thought of selling it would be no, that it doesn't come into the picture. That key will probably go in with my grave. And your hospitality is the very best, and it's no wonder you have the best keys in the world. It's because of your attitudes. And Pedro and yourself have to be the most friendliest hosts. You did not know us from a hole in the ground. We were complete strangers. And when Jennifer and I left you that afternoon in July, it was like we knew you for years. Begali Keys are the ultimate. They are the Cadillac for amateur radio keys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your comment, and it was a wonderful pleasure to meet you both last July. And maybe in the future we'll be able to meet each other or meet every you in person. And of course, meeting in person is completely different. And of course, as you said, we are anyway friendly and very humble people. So we welcome everyone here as it was your home. So everyone is very welcome here.
You're very kind. Can I have another question, please?
Sure.
So my lovely traveller light comes with a plastic box.
Okay.
Have you considered making a premium travel case for this beautiful key that you could sell people?
I don't want to say you another no, I'm joking. We produce, of course, mechanical parts, and we get used to have more knowledge about mechanic, metal, and this type of job. So we are not so how can I say, we are not so able for doing it because we were able to do it, but why we have to start creating something that maybe someone makes better?
How can you open it? It's impossible to open it.
I know. No, this is not an excuse for not doing it, of course. But our job is producing keys, not cases. So
no, I understand.
So we prefer maybe you can go directly where people are producing cases for a long time, so with more experience than us, and you can get something with more quality. Because, for example, I cannot, I could produce watches because I could, but I don't have enough experience of Rolex or other Tissot or other brand. So I prefer they produce the watches and I produce the keys.
I cannot open it.
Pull it. Pull it hard. Hey.
No?
Yoo-hoo. No?
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep pulling.
No way. No way. It's
Phil,
so...
Phil, you know what to do? Look on QRZ, M0IRU, ship it to me. I'll find a way of doing it. Right. Ship it to me, and I'll give it a good hug, and I'll work out how it opens. Don't worry about that.
But there's a trick on this. If you look at the box, you can see one line. Okay,
yes.
Keep the line just in front of you and not on the top or on the bottom, just in front of you, and use in this way.
Yeah,
in this
it works. It works. The first time I can open it easily.
Hey.
Brilliant.
And these boxes anyway are made in UK.
I'm not in UK.
I've got a question for you, Bruna. From this one's from Colin, M7TFT. He hasn't got a microphone on, but he just wanted to make the comment that he recently purchased a pearl in black, and he purchased the CW machine as well, the Begali machine by Ulrich, and he just wanted to thank you both and say that he found that Ulrich was very good with his assistance, that for setting up and helped him tremendously. But thank you very much. He's enjoying his CW journey.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Colin. And I know Ulrich is a good guy, and he is a very good engineering. So I know maybe we are different from him because we are Italian. He is from Germany, and sometimes it's not only people that makes different, but maybe because the experience and type of work is different. But I know he is very helpful, and everything you want to know about the CW machine, or if you have a doubt or just a question, you can ask him, and he is faster than me replying you. So
yeah. And Bruna, I just wanted to bring in Pete Sobier. He's just joined us, G0PNM, because it was Pete's videos during lockdown that first during the UK lockdown. It was his videos, his reviews that first brought the keys to my attention, and I wanted to thank him for that. So, Pete, have you got your audio on, mate?
I have now, and my video. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Bruna. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you. And thank you, Andy, for putting on this event. It's wonderful.
No worries, mate.
It's a pleasure being here anyway.
So, Bruno, can I have another question, please?
Sure.
Which model that you still sell now is the oldest?
Okay, is the Simplex, Spark, and Camelback.
Okay.
Yeah,
and how long have they been?
The first one was let me think, it should be the Spark and Camelback, and then the Simplex. And more or less they are 27 years old. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So do you have a roadmap for the future, for future products? And what can we expect to see in the future that's different from what you sell now?
For sure, things could change. As you can see, also the coating, the finish could change because things always improves technologies, everything. So we can just decide to use the latest solution for treating keys, and also the latest solution for producing them. We bought a CNC machine just 2 years ago. It cost a lot of money, but of course it can work in a wonderful way than the others could do, because they are very old. We have 4 machines, and the oldest one is 30 years old. So you can imagine the oldest machine cannot do exactly what the newest one can do. So we try to use also the more modern tools. So they are made in Italy and in Germany. And when we have to treat them, because some tools can be retreated, so not replaced, and we have them treated with titanium, and they cost a lot, for example, for machining the stainless steel, but they can do a perfect job for not a lot of time, of course, but for a good time. And then we send them, for example, to Germany for having them retreated again. And this process can be made for twice or 3 times more, not more, because of course then you cannot have enough space because you used too much of them, and you have to buy something new. So we try to use the newest and modern tools too, for being able to produce not as fast as possible, because we don't like to produce as fast as possible. We can, because also the new machine can have a process very, very fast, but we prefer using it with a very low process for just for keeping the quality control made piece by piece. So of course we are not Chinese, so we don't have to produce 1,000 pieces per day, but we prefer producing 10 pieces per day and having them made completely right, without having to put away or put them away if they are damaged. Of course, it happens, because it happens if some tools is breaking while they are just working or drilling. But we try not to have this type of inconvenience, just because we prefer producing very slowly.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Bruna. Jim Nichols here.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you could hear me all right, but I'm one of the newer Spark owners. You may have recalled a couple of emails we've been sending back and forth the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the guy, yeah.
You're from Canada, right?
That's right, yes. And I've got an ongoing thing with my Begali Spark. I said that wrong, but it's a Spark anyways.
But I hope you'll be able to start using it.
I've been using it. I've got 2 SDR radios.
Okay.
One is a G90, and the other is a clone of the MCHF, which is made by Recent in China. The one I like the best is the one that gives me the most problems. I have one radio that the key freezes up. I've tried everything I can. If I put the key on the G90, it works just as smooth as you could ask for. When I put the key on the RS918, it freezes up. Now I've got it fixed so it almost doesn't do it anymore. But it's funny, every other key I've got works properly on that radio, except for the Spark. And the Spark hangs up. But it works
so sorry.
It works perfectly on every other radio. So you figure that one out.
Perfect. Because I was very worried about, and we were thinking how to solve this type of problem. And of course, this is a mechanic key. So it was very strange that this type of inconvenience could happen. But of course, never say never. It could happen something strange too. And I was just looking for your email on last Friday, because if I don't remember bad, I wrote you on Thursday or Wednesday. It could be possible.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that this type of inconvenient just was maybe not completely solved, because of course not you cannot use it with the other radio you have, right?
The G90 that I have works very well, and I can use it with that.
Okay.
The other radio that I've got, this one here, is the one that causes me the problem. And I'm sure it's the radio, because if I change firmware, I get different symptoms. So
oh, wow.
I don't think it's anything to do with the key. I think it's everything to do with this radio and its firmware. It's really strange. But I sure like the key. I've got a heavy fist, and the weight of the Spark suits my fist very nicely. So I'm quite happy with it.
I'm
So
so
I'll let-
happy you too.
I'll let
Yeah,
you
because
get with other people. So, yeah.
no, because I was very worried at the beginning, and we were or really were thinking about how can improve this situation, not only with the key but also with the radio. But of course, we cannot know and each type of radio, so we were not able to assist you at 100%.
Well, this key was my 82nd birthday present, and I'm going to keep it.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, Bruna.
James, it couldn't be
Yes.
RF getting in. It couldn't be RF getting into the radio through the cable to the key, could it?
Well, I've got a capacitor across it to see if that might help. It did a little bit, and I don't think I've got any RF in the shack here. I've got toroids on all my cable inputs, so I think I'm pretty clean.
I'd be tempted to try a toroid on the cable from the key, or a ferrite bead, or just to eliminate it, if it was me.
That's a great idea. I've never thought of trying that. I'll do that.
Quickest way, just test it without transmitting. Test it without transmitting, they breaking off.
It happens when I have the QSK turned off. So without any RF, it still happens. Puzzled.
Okay. Yeah. Puzzled.
Bruna.
Yep.
Steve Warner here in Illinois, WA9SWW.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. I bought a Intrepid from you at Dayton last year, and I'm a straight key and a bug guy, and I'm just curious what's the percentage of your keys are the Intrepid model, being it's a new iteration of the old bug. It's probably not as popular as I know the paddles, but what's your thinking on that?
They are not so popular because I know this key is I cannot say strange, is a particular key, and not everyone could start using it, because you need to make some practice for using it. And Bob from California, of course, can say this, because you need to get used to with it. So I can say that maybe we sell more or less 5% of Intrepid than the others, but because they are not so popular as a type of key around, maybe because everyone, of course, already owns a Vibroplex, and this is not absolutely bad things, because they made the history. So everyone knows Vibroplex, and everybody knows that Vibroplex is a real bug history of the keys. So we will know there are plenty of them around. And I can say the Intrepid, of course, is a good bug, but is not so easy to get used to.
Yeah, I agree. But I've got 5 Vibroplexes, and I like those too. But the Intrepid is just a new look at an old key, and it's very light, and I really like it. I use it every day, and you're right, there is a learning curve for a bug operation, but I just prefer it, and I'm in the Straight Key Century Club. So to make points, you have to use a straight key or a bug or a cootie, and I'm just a bug guy, and I'm sure glad I got that from you. I really enjoyed it, and thanks, Bruna, appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. Of course, I didn't want to say and to speak about the other brands, but I have to say it because they really make the history. So I was not able not to mention them, and since we produce something not different, of course, but not so different, and maybe it's different by using. But of course, as you said, is a very strict and small part of ham radio operator, CW operator, of using this type of keys, just because you need to, how can I say this, to be made for it.
Okay. Thanks, Bruna. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, you too.
Hello, Bruna.
Hi.
Hi, it's Doug, VA3 Delta Mike, calling you from near Toronto. It's very nice to finally meet you in person, well, so to speak.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Thank you very much for taking the time to spend with this fine group tonight. I know it's getting a little bit late, so you probably don't want to stay for another 4 hours. But
Don't worry.
I just wanted to thank you. I sent you an email a few years ago, actually. It was in regard to the Spark key that I was interested in buying. Right now, I have a Simplex Professional, and I love that. I've had it for many, many years, and it's just perfect. I'm still looking at the Spark, but when I sent you an email, I once saw an advertisement about an iPad, and it was a beautiful color combination of a navy blue and a gold. And I thought, oh my God, does that ever look beautiful? And I think I asked you, had you ever considered perhaps changing the finish? I mean, the phosphatized charcoal black finish that you have is beautiful, but I'm thinking, ever considered maybe offering the Spark key in like a navy blue phosphatized finish? So I think you told me about your relationship with Beretta, and I'm just wondering if you ever considered doing that. Thank you.
Sure, we could do it, but of course, it depends which type of blue do you want, because if you see the Cerakote website, you can look for the H series, and looking for the H series, I can just write here on the chat, and you can check which type of color are available. And after all, we can do everything you want, but of course, being made in a special color, maybe it could take a few times more for having them ready. And I can send you here in the comment the website and look for the H series. Perfect. And for everyone, if you want to know more about Cerakote finish, you can look for the website and take a look at their video, at their YouTube video. You can see exactly as Cerakote could be, then gun coat or nitride titanium, or other type of finish. You can see the level of corrosion during life, and I can be sure 100%, maybe not 100%, 90%, and that if Beretta and other guns and shotguns company use this, of course, is because they are a bomb proof. So
Thank you very much, Bruna. A very thorough answer. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much again, you too, Doug. And if you need a blue one, just let me know.
Okay, buonasera.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
So Bruna, I'm aware now that it's currently 21:50 in Italy right now. So you must be getting quite tired. So
don't worry,
absolutely. We'll have a few more questions, and then we'll wrap things up for the evening. But there was one question I wanted to ask you. As Christmas is rapidly approaching, What, as a guide, what are the final posting dates in order to, because if my wife happens to ask me what I want for Christmas and I select a key, then I need to make sure it's here in plenty of time. So when would you consider the last posting dates to the UK, Europe and the US?
Okay, it depends how much would you like to spend for the shipping fees.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, also with the FedEx or DHL, for sure some delays will appear because they are busy, also because they are shipping all the other brand, other products around. So I'm sure some delays will happen. But I can be sure that using the expedited service that FedEx or DHL offers, that cost 42 euros, for example, and from Europe and US. For Canada, of course, I need maybe to have the shipping address for calculating the quotes, because some areas are remote, so they maybe cost a little bit more. And usually the expedited service take about 5-6 days for United States and Canada, and about 1 day or 2 for UK. So
okay.
I suppose I'm here, so I'm ready to work 13-14 hours per day, Saturday and Sunday, for making every one of you happy, and for being happy too. So because if I work, I'm very happy too. And so I can not promise if you are ordering the key on 23, you can have on 24 of December, but I try to do my best for having them shipper in time for getting there, and hoping the FedEx or DHL, the courier we are going to use, won't have any delays.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jonathan?
Thank you. Yes. Yet again, sorry, I keep asking questions. So my final question, have you ever made a solid gold diamond studded key for a VIP that you charge tens of thousands of dollars for? I don't want you to tell me who the VIP is, but I'd love to know if you've ever done that, please.
Well, it was about 15 years ago, or yes, 15 years ago, that a customer from Saudi Arabia asked for us having a magnetic classic, all made in gold, real gold. We spent a few days before replying his email, because I was asking and try to figure out how we could work and machine gold, real gold. So we need to be more or less like a bank with some bodyguard outside, and and then not only this, but also after having machined the gold part, the gold metal, you had to clean wonderful the gold dust around, because it could be very expensive. And I said, my father, we have to say no.
No.
So we didn't produce anyone in gold or a diamond or.
Okay, thank you.
We are not a real jewelry or a bank, so we don't feel so much comfortable doing this.
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any final questions? Anybody got final questions?
Hi, Bruna.
Hi.
Hi, this is Michael from Germany.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks, first of all, thank you very much for the very nice visit in July this year with my family and our small children.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes. your CV key, which I received from you, will always remain a very nice holiday memory for me, and of your very nice hospitality.
Oh.
I think I'm the youngest in this meeting tonight. I have a following question. There is a manufacturer from Croatia who makes solid state pedals. What do you think about that? Would this also be an idea for you?
What can I say? We cannot say anything about the others because it wouldn't be right. And I could say positive things or negative. Of course, I spoke about Vibroplex before, but because Vibroplex is history, so everyone knows Vibroplex. And of course, in the past, maybe they work better than today, but this is their problem, not mine. And I cannot say anything about them because my father usually taught me that we have to be friends with everyone, and we cannot say anything about the others. So we will know what we are doing, and we leave the other people speak about the others or us. So I cannot say anything.
Okay.
I'm
okay,
so
Bruna.
sorry.
No problem. Thank you very much for your very, very good quality. Best wishes to your family. And maybe when we travel back to Italy, we visit you again. And
Sure.
yes, and we wish you a very, very great Christmas and hope to meet you again.
Oh, thank you so much. I will remember your wife and your kids, a boy and a girl, if I don't remember bad. And I will remember the youngest one who was playing with everything here around. And we had so much fun with you. And we hope to be able to see you again here in the future. And for sure, your kids maybe will be grow up a little bit, so they were able to go around with the dogs. So maybe they will have much pleasure time than they had this summer.
It was a great date, and to all members of this meeting, take the chance when you visit Italy, take the time to visit the Begali company. It is a very, very great experience.
Oh, thank you so much. Also, if you don't need any key, just come here for a coffee, a glass of wine or water, whatever you want, and you will be very welcome. Also, without buying something.
Many, many thanks.
You're welcome. And say hello to your wife.
I do it.
Perfect.
I've got a question for you, Bruna.
Sure.
On the pearl in the picture, the Palladium model, it has the solid keys, but in all the other pictures they show the perforated finger pieces.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, what does come standard on the pearl at the moment on the Palladium?
Usually we assemble the perforated red one, but if you want, we have also the blue one with perforation and the blue and red in solid. But also the black perforated one exactly has the expedition key assembled.
Yeah, so the red perforated is the standard that comes with them if it's not ordered alternately.
Yeah, usually when you ask for some information on when you order, maybe just specify which type of finger pieces you would like to have, and I can confirm you if we have them or not. And usually if we have some different style, I let you know. And I can let you know exactly if they are available, if they can be placed on the key or not.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, thanks for that, Bruna. Yeah, you'll probably hear from me tomorrow morning, and I'll place my order.
No,
Thanks.
don't worry.
Yeah.
If I maybe I will check the emails later, and never say never. Usually also when I wake up during the night, I just check the emails because this is my
Yeah.
I'm a workaholic, as my friend Bob said. We are workaholic.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you very much, Bruna.
It's a pleasure.
Any final question? One more. If anybody's got one more question, and then we'll call it a night. Anyone? Hold on, Clay. Can't hear you, Clay. Clay, can't hear you. Your audio's not working. Do you want to try again? No, it's not working, Clay. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well.
I'm not biting.
It seems Clay's got an audio issue. That's a shame. Okay, well, thank you very much, Bruna, for a fantastic evening. What I propose to do is book you again in early 2023.
Okay.
And then we can get together, because I'm sure people would love to find out, about new developments, and also if they have any questions from their purchases that they make between now and Christmas, that they can ask you in the new year. So thank you very much, and thank you and your father for such wonderful keys, and I look forward to booking you for the new year. So
for sure.
From me, I'd just like to say thank you very much. It's been a long time coming to try and get you here, and I'm glad that we managed to achieve it this evening. So
thank you so much, Andy, for this opportunity, of course, to speak with all of you. It's always a pleasure, not only to advertise the company, but also because you are my life. So you all are my life, because you make my day completely full, and I'm so satisfied to treat you and to deal with you, not only for work, but because we are humble persons, so we love having friends, and we love for sure trying to be as much how can I say, as much humble as maybe you are, for getting in touch, and for giving you the right key, and how to spend at the best your money, of course, if you want to spend them, and of course for not treating them away, spending them in a wrong way. And I usually said, don't worry to ask once more, and it's better writing 1,000 of mail for asking question, but be sure what you are getting.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, thank you very much for a wonderful evening. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful Christmas time, a peaceful holiday season, and of course, I hope to be able to meet you again in the future.
Yeah, of course. I'll speak to you sometime this week, and I'll book another one for January. Okay.
For sure.
Brilliant. Well, happy holidays, everybody, and I look forward to meeting you on here again shortly.
Thanks, Bruno. Thanks a lot for the great presentation.
Grazie molto.
Thank you so much.
Buon Natale.
Grazie.